bienvenue sur le plateau de l'ASYS TV. Nous sommes ici en direct de la Cité internationale à Rabat à l'occasion de la 8e édition du sommet de la jeunesse africaine. Welcome at the 8th edition of Africa Students and Youth Summit. I'm really pleased to receive today Mr. Ahmed Benin, Deputy Secretary General, Pan-African Youth Union, PYU. So from Ghana?
Yes, from Ghana.
Really pleased to receive you. This is your first time in Morocco?
This is my third time in Morocco.
What is your feeling about our country?
Fantastic. I think Morocco is a very beautiful country, warm people. Unlike the rest of the North African countries that I've been to, I think that is a much more welcoming environment for me. And I feel good to be in Morocco every time I come.
Thank you very much. Anyway, you were very amazing during the panel, the second panel of the day. The thematic was moving from policy to action, forging strategic partnership to build the Africa we want. So there was interesting panelists during this session. So what is your feeling about what did you receive as a recommendation from this panel?
First, I think that I had a very wonderful panel made up of top-notch technical people, and I think that their views were very important in shaping the kind of Africa that we want. One of the major issues that came up was the need for countries to break down or compromise on their sovereignty for us to create African financial hubs, so that we don't have government from Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa going to London or to China to borrow, but they will have a pool of funding right there on the continent for us to access. So instead of floating the bonds outside, we get access to that fund. I think that was a brilliant submission that government and technical people then need to be thinking around it. The second takeaway for me on the panel was the need for us to integrate and build solid partnership between African universities, because one of the major priorities of AU Agenda 2063 is human capital development, and universities are tasked with the responsibility of developing human capital. Countries have different capacities. Morocco has been doing a fantastic job in terms of building the capacity of young Africans across the continent. It means that universities outside Morocco, within the African continent, then need to build solid partnerships with universities in Morocco, in South Africa, in Egypt, so that we can be able to have an integrated and holistic curricula that would develop the needed, need-based human capital. So I think that was a takeaway for me. I think that one of the things that I really picked up also that came up strongly was the need for us to channel our resources appropriately. And topmost was investing in education, because that's the only way we can harness the productive resources of the continent. So I think that, yes, for me, these are the three major issues that I'm taking away, and these are recommendations that for me, with the Pan-African Youth Union, our duty is to coordinate policy and synchronize policy, and to advise our governments on how to move along with young people. So these are issues that we will take up very strongly, and I think that the Rabat Summit would come up as one that brought solid proposals on how we need to drive the Africa we want.
Nice. Can you tell us more about Pan-African Youth Union? What is the mission and what kind of initiative do you do in all Africa to help and develop the young people?
Now let me tell you one interesting thing you didn't know. Pan-African Youth Union was formed by heads of state in 1962, and it was led by the Casablanca bloc.
Ah, nice.
And so that's one of the historic things that people don't know about the organization. And the Pan-African Youth Union, like I said, is a rallying platform for all the countries, the national youth councils across the African member countries. Our fundamental objective is to buttress the efforts of the African Union and then mainstream youth activities on the continent. Coming here, one, I think that the excellent thing to mention is that Morocco is hosting a platform that allows young people that we deal with to come and deliberate and share their perspective on the kind of Africa we want moving forward. And so for us at the Pan-African Youth Union, it's a welcome duty that is being performed here, and we are pretty excited to be here. We congratulate the government and the King for graciously hosting the summit, and we look forward to this event being a motivation and inspiration for other countries to do same.
You see, this morning we have an amazing diaspora in Morocco, students who became minister, like Mohammed Medkal, the Excellency Ambassador of AMSI, share with us. And this is the new innovation with the platform Digital Morocco Alumni. What do you think about the digital? The digital is one of the keys for developed young people in Africa?
I think that there are two major things that's going to put Africa on the map and is going to produce the next set of billionaires and the majority of the middle class: information technology and agriculture. And so for this summit to even take the IT path is enough testimony that we are gradually coming to the realization that the fourth industrial revolution, which is anchored on technology, is something that we need to address. The second thing that I would quickly say is that the app that was launched, or the platform that was launched, it's going to do two simple things. One is going to draw the rest of Africa closer to Morocco. It's going to also tell the rest of Africa the contribution of Morocco to the rest of the Africa continent. And finally, what I would say is that Morocco has done fantastically well in terms of supporting African countries to build human capital and human resource. And you can see there was a foreign minister that was trained. There are two foreign ministers actually. And there are so many other technical personnel across the continent that have been trained in Morocco. But even if this effort is being done and there's no platform to communicate that and then encourage other people to hook onto, nobody's going to appreciate what is being done. And I think there's a fantastic opportunity for us to be grateful to the people of Morocco for the good job that they are doing and encourage other governments to take cues from what's happening.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed Benin. Hope that you have a great time, and we hope that you will be back in Ghana with a lot of recommendation and solution also for the young people. Anyway, thank you very much. Follow us at #ASYS 2019. You will see all the interviews with all the speakers coming from all Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you.